This video is rated 18, suitable only for persons of 18 and over.
I have you.
Hello YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, I do apologize about the lighting. As I said in my one of my last videos, that my lights don't really work. I know that you've seen lights, well, you've seen a light when I do my figure reviews. That's just because that's the light off the back of my phone. My actual camera lights, I don't have any batteries, and they've been playing up the past couple of days. So I've just, yeah, so this is the only lighting I have at the moment. I do apologize. So I've got my final shelf off my normal shelf to be of my collection to be done. It's taken a while to get this done. I do apologize. Right, so Step Brothers, funny film, really enjoyable. Strangers on a Train, really good murder mystery kind of, well, not so much as a mystery, but like a thriller. Stonehurst Asylum, really good psychological movie. Stranger Than Fiction, one of my favourite Will Ferrell movies to ever exist. Him and Maggie Gyllenhaal are amazing together in this. Straw Dogs, a film given to me by my friend Sasha. Never seen it, but this is actually the both these films next to each other on the shelf. Both have Dustin Hoffman in, so bit of a coincidence. Stuart Little 1 and 2. I actually am a fan of these movies. They are really fun, and Michael J. Fox is the voice of Stuart Little, which is awesome. One of my favourite psychological movies to ever exist, along with also it's got some sci-fi fantasy in there, and it is Sucker Punch. This movie is very, very underrated. Now, a lot of people give this film some shit, saying, oh, the fantasy sequences ruin the film, or the mismatching places. If that's how you feel, then you're not understanding the story. I will link my review in the description below, where I actually go in depth on how this story is perceived. And what it's truly about, so, yeah. Another film given to me by my friend Sasha is a film called Sully. I've not seen this film yet, but I've heard good things. I heard it's based on a true story. A film that I always have to watch after watching Sucker Punch. I have to watch these two films together. I don't know why. I've always done this since I first owned them on Blu-ray together. Super 8, great sci-fi movie. Super bad. Fun movie, but also like there's a lot of moments in this where I will admit I find it quite gross. Takers, another film given to me by my friend Sasha. Never seen it, didn't even hear about it until he gave it to me. Talladega Nights, never heard. Well, I've heard of it, but never seen it. Team America, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. Ted, fantastic movie, and Ted 2 given to me by my friend Sasha. I definitely prefer Ted to Ted 2, but Ted 2 is actually still enjoyable. Terminator Salvation, I probably am one of the only fans of this movie, because it's a prequel, which no one ever understood, no one ever got that. It's a prequel to the first Terminator, it's not really a follow-on. So when you look at it from that aspect, that this is actually a prequel, it can be appreciated a little bit better. But I know there's a lot of people out there with stubborn brains who just absolutely, no, it's rubbish. They're not willing to actually give it the chance it deserves. I think it's a fun movie. Thunderbirds the movie. I was so happy when I saw this getting a release, because this is actually an enjoyable film. It's really cheesy, but it's based on an old like puppet TV show, which is awesome and very cheesy at the time. So I mean, yeah, it's still enjoyable. The first movie I ever saw in cinema on my own. Now, I mean, I'd been going to cinema for years with my family as a kid. This is the first film I ever went to a cinema and watched on my own with no one with me. The Town. Such a great film. Transformers, probably, well, now it's actually the second best Transformers movie to exist. Bumblebee took its place by a milestone. But still a great movie. And then Revenge of the Fallen, not a bad movie. I'm a fan of all the Transformers apart from The Last Knight. So, yeah. Then we've got Transporter, Transporter 2, Transporter 3, and Transporter Refueled. I love all these movies. I don't hate a single one of them. So that's good. Tree of Life, given to me by my friend Sasha. Never heard of it. I will watch it at some point. Tropic Thunder, great movie with a great cast. True Grit, I've always wanted to watch this. Now I know this is actually a remake based off of a John Wayne movie, I think, but I've not seen either. But I wanted to watch this one for years, and now I finally can. Alright. Unbreakable, fantastic masterpiece of its time. Split, a beautiful follow-on. James McAvoy's become such a great actor since he started. And Glass, which I felt very, very unimpressed with. I felt like this was a major letdown. I mean, the beginning was good. Whole film was good apart from the ending, which I know people will defend and say, oh, well, the ending makes sense because it opens up a pathway to newer things. That's not why we watched the first two films. That's not why we fell in love with the first two films. Yeah, so, no. This was a Christmas gift from my partner Alice, Unchained. Not seen this yet, but it sounds good. And yet again, good cast. You've got Adrian Brody, Antonio Banderas, and John Malkovich. So, sounds good. I need to actually give that a watch. Unforgiven. I had it for a while, given to my friend Sasha. Never seen it. Unstoppable. A movie, I think this was based on a true story, if I'm not mistaken. Or inspired by true events, at least. Great movie about a train that's lost control. Really good film. By the way, I highly recommend, can't remember what the name of that film's called, The Runaway Train. That's also kind of a similar story. Alice bought that on Arrow a while back, and we watched it together, and it's actually a fantastic film. So I highly recommend that. Another film given to me by my friend Sasha is Upgrade. I've heard great things about this, still not seen it. I hopefully will watch it soon. Another film as well from him, Walk Hard, also not seen it, but I've been told many good things about it. Just to get these final few ready to talk about. There we go. Walking on Sunshine. An interesting film. I actually enjoy it. I enjoy my like cheesy musical rom-com things. I do. Wanted. Great movie with James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie. Morgan Freeman also is in it. Warrior, great Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton performance. Watership Down, one of the most emotional movies about rabbits. Wedding Video, I bought this on recommendation from my mother. she told me it's a good film, and I've still not. I'm actually going to watch this afterwards and see what this is about, because there's actually quite a few good people in this. I forgot her name. Margaret Magalhaes or Mary, what's her name? Gotta remember now. That's it, Miriam Margolyes. I think she's hilarious. So I might check that afterwards. Welcome to Marwen, one of the best post-traumatic stress mental health movies. Steve Carell. I mean, so the first thing I ever watched him in was Bruce Almighty, and I didn't appreciate his funniness in that. And then everything he's been in since. I haven't seen Foxcatcher, and I've been told Foxcatcher is one of his best performances. Not seen that yet. But everything that I have seen Steve Carell in, I have fell in love with. And this has taken #1 spot of my favourite one of his films. It's based on a true story. It's such a great performance. What Dreams May Come, definitely in my top 5 favourite Robin Williams performances. This movie is probably one of those films that can help you accept the idea of death. Which there's a lot of movies that can't make you accept that concept. This really can. One of the most realistic thought processing movies. Like, you sit there and you think to yourself, like, shit, is this what the possibilities are? Is this how it's gonna go? Brilliant movie. Gets a lot of shit, and I don't know why. It's one of his most amazing movies he's ever done. So I recommend that one highly. What We Did on Our Holiday. Fantastic movie yet again with another great cast. You've got Rosamund Pike, David Tennant, Billy Connolly. Oh, there's a bunch of other people in this that I really like. Got Ben Miller, Amelia Bullmore. There's quite a few people, but honestly, great movie. Another film from my friend Sasha, When Harry Met Sally. Never seen it, but looks funny. One of our favourite, I mean, I say our, but I'm talking about the majority of people out there. This is probably one of our favourite movies from back in the 80s. If it was from the 80s, I'm pretty sure it was. Nope, 1971. Wow, I thought this was 80s. 1971, that actually makes more sense. Fine, one of our favourite movies from the 70s. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. One of Gene Wilder's best performances. Just overall fantastic. And probably the best Roald Dahl movie adaptation to ever be seen. This is definitely incredible. Yes Man, one of my favourite Jim Carrey performances. It makes you look differently at life. Do you know what? I've made it very clear that Adam Sandler is a man that can never make me feel disappointed. Like, I even enjoyed Jack and Jill to some extent. And then I look at this film and I'm like, this is probably the only film where I really don't like Adam Sandler in. And it's that you don't mess with the Zohan. I'd seen this once and I just felt very underwhelmed by this movie. So I think that this has to be my least favourite Adam Sandler movie. It's not the worst. But when I think of all the films I've ever seen Adam Sandler in, this is the least one that I've enjoyed. Yeah. Zathura, the actual Jumanji sequel. Now, I know people are thinking, well, you know, it's not really a Jumanji sequel, but it is. The whole point of the Jumanji story was it was not all supposed to be based upon the board game Jumanji. The whole point was it was supposed to be based on different board games based around different things. So Jumanji was about the jungle and the wild. Zathura is based on space. There was meant to be one based on like Western days and stuff like that and old night realms. That was kind of the gist of the idea. So Zathura was an unofficial sequel to Jumanji. I freaking love this film. This film actually shows that Kirsten Stewart could have acted way before Twilight. She played exactly who she was in real life, which is the bitchy kind of sister character. I like this film. And Dax Shepard. I love Dax Shepard in anything. So it was nice to see that. A film that I've owned for a while but still not watched yet, and yet again this one I might watch hopefully soon, is Zero Dark 30. Meant to be based on, I don't know if this is based on a true story or not. All I know is it's a film about Bin Laden. That's the one about it. And my final film for this shelf, it is The Zookeeper. Overall, amazing. I think it's amazing. I think it's quite funny. And I don't see why people don't like it. I think it's got a lot of potential. But a lot of people don't like Kevin Smith. A lot of people don't like Kevin James. A lot of people love Kevin. I fucking love Kevin Smith. See, there's too many Kevins. There's Kevin Hart, Kevin James, Kevin Smith. Ah! I like Kevin James. I think he is a funny actor. And this film, it's not as bad as it looks. So I give it an okay. Like, I think it's an okay. Although I am kind of wrong. I thought this was going to be it. But I do actually have some newer movies that I got recently that I will just get out of the way and show if I can. No, do you know what? I'll show them in another video. Because it means pausing the camera, getting up to get them, and then bringing them. No, I'll just show them in another video. But I've got like a little pile of new movies. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a few more to record after this. But I will quickly say that Alice bought something recently. And it arrived today. And it came with these little things that I asked if she didn't want, could I have them? She said yes. Now, for anyone who doesn't play games, you won't know what they are. But for anyone who's seen me talk about this specific set of games, and you've played the game yourself, then you'll know exactly what they are. But these are cog tags from Gears of War. These are what the soldiers wear. And they basically got that, like, their names and stuff. But it says here, like, the Coalition of Ordered Governments. Property of. So, these are what the cog soldiers would wear. These are kind of like their dog tags, but they're called cog tags. Which is pretty cool. I like them. In In the first game, you have to kind of like run around and find them and collect them to get points. It's pretty fun. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, you wonderful, wonderful people, and I shall see you next time.